Very good morning. In this class, we're going to discuss about introduction to IoT, where we're going to discuss about the connective topologies. And the book we preferred for this subject is Sudip Mishra. These are the course outcomes. And in this session, we're going to discuss about IoT processing topologies and its types. So these are the overview of the syllabus, IoT processing topology and types, where we're going to discuss about the data format, importance of processing in IoT and processing topologies, IoT devices, and how we're going to select these processing topologies, and where we do this offloading technologies. These are the things we're going to discuss in this class. So these are the learning objectives. So these are the learning outcomes by means of studying these data formats and the topologies and processing technologies, how we can able to transfer the data from one system to the another system. So here the common data are transferred, and we're going to understand about how it going to be processed, and we're going to explain the various processing topologies used in this IoT, and also we're going to learn and understand the concepts of powering of and the processing of loadings and scalability and the effectiveness of the IoT solutions. So what is meant by data format? So how the data formats are used in this IoT? So we have different types of data like emails, text document, and social media posts, videos, audio files, and images. And these days, the internet is a vast space where the huge quantities and variety of data are generated regularly and flow freely. Each and every the customer, the human beings these days are using the internet. So with the help of the internet, they can transfer the data. So there are the different varieties of data are there. Due to this massive volume of generated data, the huge number of users used this data transmission system by means of using different devices. But this data generation is of human data generation and machine data generation, and different types of generations are there. And this picture will give you a glimpse about how the data format, how the data are transferred from one system to the another system, where these are the examples of industry and the transport systems, buildings, traffics, and transactions, where we can able to transfer the data in different formats. In industry, we can transfer the data by means of the Word document, and transport we can transfer the data by means of calculating the mileage and the efficiency, and as well as the pads, bearings, and everything in a different format. And also in buildings, in home applications, we can use the media files, audio files, and also in the traffic signals, the camera will capture the images of the car when it violates the rules and regulations, and it will be transferred to the cloud. So these are the different examples of data formats. And usually the data formats are split into two categories. One is structured data and another one is unstructured data. Where the structured data, where the structured data are associated with the relation database management system, it will help the data to limit the data fields such as the phone numbers, social security numbers, and it can help the users to identify the details whatever we required. And even if the data is human or machine generated, it can be easily searchable by means of using the algorithms, by means of using the querying algorithm as well as the human generated queries. For example, when we try to book up tickets in flight or train, a banking system, in a fraction of a second it will be booked, and it may raise questions: how many tickets, how many passengers, and whether we can include the insurance or not. These are the querying technology, querying algorithms. So it will be helped by means of the structured querying language SQL are used for accessing these kind of RDBMS. And unstructured data, again the structured data and unstructured data. Here the unstructured data are pre or no predefined structures. It can vary according to the application and data generating sources. Like human generated unstructured data includes text, emails, videos, images, phone records, chats, etc. And machine generated unstructured data like sensor data from traffic, buildings, industries, satellites, and imaginary and surveillance videos. And this don't have any fixed format. uh, this is very difficult for the querying algorithm to look up and solve the issues. By these kind of data we can use NoSQL technology to identify the data. So what is the importance of processing in IoT? See here, we need to transfer the data from one source to another source, but when to transfer, what to transfer, there is a question mark. So this data processing technology may categorized into three: very time critical, and normal. So very time critical is it's a few seconds. It may take very milliseconds or a few milliseconds to take decisions, like flight control data and healthcare. And for means of, for example, if you're going to book a ticket, so within a fraction of time, the tickets will be completed in railway or a flight. So this is a very good example for very time critical. And time critical, where the vehicle traffics and home automations are used, where it may take few seconds. And a normal, it may take few minutes to hours, like agricultural system and environmental monitoring. And the next one is processing requirements. So for these three, very critical and very time critical and normal, the processing requirements are very high for time critical, and it will be comparatively low for time critical. And for very time critical it is very high, and for time critical it is slightly low when compared to the very time critical. And normal, there is no particular time for data urgency. And these are the processing topologies. In general, there are two categories are there. One is on-site and off-site. Because of the system deployment, the architecture of deployment, where the IoT applications we're going to use, the intelligent selection of processing requirements are very important. So where it is categorized into on-site and off-site. Where in off-site it may be processed as remote processing and as well as collaborative processing. This will be discussed in the next class. Thank you.